It's Phil Wade from Dalton Wade Real Estate Group, and today I'm joined with Dennis, Lisa, and Valerie is holding the phone. So today we're going to chat about how to conduct an open house, and everybody kind of knows how to do that. But to really get kind of the most out of it, and to really sort of drive the traffic, and hopefully do a great job for your seller, or conversely meet some potential buyers. So open houses are great. One of my favorite things to do. So you want to make it an event. You want to have fun. That's kind of when you're there. But prior to that, you want to plan it out as best as possible to kind of get the most out of it. So the first thing is post it early. Get it posted on Monday for the following Sunday or Saturday. I always like doing them on Sunday. With the idea being that, somebody could be searching on Wednesday, and, if you didn't have it posted to Thursday or Friday, they didn't see the open house, so then they didn't make, plans to come. So the earlier you post it, certainly the better. One of the things I always like to do, I thought this helped, is to go in, so on your Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia accounts, to go in there, and there's a place where you can edit the listing, edit the remarks. So right in the remarks, put open house Sunday, August 14th, or whatever the date is, 2 to 3, 2 to 4. So it's just much more prevalent for them. Those three sites probably account for 50 to 60% of where buyers look. So you're reaching a lot of people, and you want to kind of bombarded with it, So, I mean, there's the automatic feed that comes out of the MLS, so it'll be posted that way, but this just kind of enhances it, gives it a little bit more, and kind of make, more people possibly can see it and pick up on it. If you do that, and I strongly recommend doing it, you do have to go back in and take it out. You don't want the listing 2 weeks in the future to say there was an open house 2 weeks ago. That doesn't look so good. So, but you can enhance it on those sites. Last week we talked about social media, and how powerful that is, especially Facebook. So you might promote the open house a couple days in advance. Friday, Saturday for that Sunday open house on Facebook, on your Facebook page. You can also boost it, or you can even spend a little bit of money and promote it so that it's a sponsored post, goes out to more people. Facebook has a filter for first-time home buyers, so you definitely, if it's lower end, a little bit lower end house, you definitely want to make sure that that's clicked off, and then you want to have them be able to not only when they click, that they go somewhere, right? And where hopefully you want them to go is to your website, and then to that property page on your website. So the Dalton Wade agents, we have Boomtown, so we can link it right to Boomtown, right to that specific property on Boomtown. And what's great about that is it allows them, they only can look at 2 or 3 photos, and then it forces them to register. So it's a good way to get leads, kind of off your open house, and at the same time promote your open house. So the day of the open house, you want to do heavy signage. Everybody's seen it, the balloons, but you want to get the signs out there, get them out early. And the advantage of the signs, and what the signs are good for, is they're good for bringing in people that maybe didn't see it online. Some people they're out looking that day, they stop in. And they're coming in off your sign. So again, it's a way of driving more people, you getting to meet more people. Sometimes they may be at a different price point, and that's kind of why they didn't see it. But the whole idea, again, is to make it an event, and to try to get as many folks in there as as possible. And good job on the signage. Certainly will do that. So you do want to get there early. You want to be prepared. People. If it starts at, say, 2 o'clock, you're going to get some people that are there 5 minutes early, and they're going to want to come in. And if you're getting there 5 minutes early, you're scurrying around, you're putting your signs, you're getting set up, you just don't look organized. And it's hard to have that kind of, that good interaction with that potential buyer you know, if you're rolling in and you're all sweaty and, you know, just so get there early, get set up. You know, and then when they come in, greet them, introduce yourself, obviously. You know, I use my, you know, I have my iPad, you know, at the open house. I have it, you know, logged into my Boomtown account. So, you know, I'm not asking them to sign in on a piece of paper looking like I'm from, you know, 100 years ago, how they did it. No, I've got my iPad. I'm looking cool. I'm looking like the good real estate agent, and I'm logging them right in electronically. And then I've got their information. And I don't let them log in. I just ask them to spell, you know, because if you don't get their email correct, it's kind of worthless. And then you might, you know, if you're inclined to call them later, you can capture their phone number, you know, as well. One thing that I found that people really like is I set them up with the property alerts. I'll ask them, oh, would you like me to set you up with an alert? You know, similar properties to kind of what Valerie's looking a little perplexed with the phone. What's going on, Valerie?
There's a question from Judy.
Okay, Judy.
She's saying she's an agent from another state. She says we had custom A-frame with open house signs. What is best to use here in Orlando?
I mean, really, you know, it's not so much the, you know, whatever works, really. I mean, we just use kind of the standard sort of, you know, I didn't bring any in the office here, but, you know, it's the standard open house sign. You know, if you have 4 or 5 of them, you can kind of position them. You might throw some balloons up on it. You just want to let people know, you know, what's happening and sort of guide them, you know, to the house. So there's really no standard, but just, you know, the purpose is, you know, hopefully you're going to pull, you know, some people in that might not have, you know, known, or they're just, you know, maybe out looking at some other open houses. They see your sign, they come in. So, you know, the purpose is more to just, you know, hopefully get some additional people to come, you know, to your open house. So, good question. Thank you. Again, we're mentioning like the property alerts. So if you do, if you're logging them in electronically, or even if you're using My Matrix in the MLS, you know, people appreciate that. And then from there, again, you're in front of them on a regular basis. And, you know, in terms of, okay.
Judy has another question. Were you talking about the cheap red and white open house Home Depot signs?
No, I mean, we have customized Dalton Wade branded logoed signs, so they cost how much? I mean, we found.
I've bought them 10 at a time, so they're like $14, and then the A-frames that I put them on are like $13 or $14 from Build a Sign online. So I buy the frame one place and the signage from a sign shop. You know?
You have a sign shop, you have your artwork. So for about $30 a sign, you're able to create it. You know, maybe you have, I don't know, 4 or 5 signs. You spend $100, $120. But then, you know, they last for years. So, no, I mean, I think, again, you want something that looks a little bit more professional than kind of the red sign from, you know, from Home Depot. So I think, again, if you're going to be aggressive, you know, and again, I love open houses. They've been, for me, I mean, financially, I've done well with them. It's one of the best places, you know, I mean, I've met many buyers. You know, just a quick story. I mean, we you know, one of the top agents, she's not here today, Claren, right when we were first starting the business, we met her. We sold her a house. Now she's, you know, an agent here. So you just never know who you're going to meet. I mean, it's just, you know, it's you're out there meeting people. You know, it's better. You know, it's better to meet somebody physically than it is online. You just, you know, especially when you're me, because everybody likes me. Just kidding. All right, so you're going to log them in and you know, hopefully, you know, keep in contact with them. You know, you're going to be sending them stuff regularly. You know, again, that's another little thing that, you know, most agents don't ask, but it's a great one. And again, you know, Phil likes to track everything, and I mean, really, again, 90% of the people say, hey, fine, set me up. They appreciate that. You know, so once you've done that, you've logged them in, you might have set them up with the alert. Then you just want to hang back and let them do their thing. You know, give them some space. Don't be too aggressive at that point. kind of let them, you logged them in, you caught them as they came in. Now they're going to kind of tour the house, and then you let them go and do their thing, and then typically, when they're ready to wrap up, they will kind of look at you and sort of kind of let you know, give you some acknowledgement that they're wrapping up and getting ready to leave, and then you might approach them again and say, hey, do you have any questions? Is there anything I can do to help you? And really try to sort of start that engagement with them and begin to kind of build that build that relationship. Ask if they have any questions. I mean, the typical questions. So if you're doing an open house and it's, say, another agent's listing, right, you want to ask that agent or make sure like how old the roof is, how old the AC is, kind of the basic questions that you have a good chance of getting. And then again, sometimes there's questions that come up that you don't have the answers for, even if you're the agent. Hey, I'll get back to you. There's nothing wrong with saying I'll get back to you. In fact, it's a good thing. It shows to them that you follow up, you are responsive, you are what they're looking for in an agent. But then you got to find the answer and follow up. So that's all part of that whole engagement, bonding, and getting to know them a little bit better. And then, something that I did that I always thought was, worked for me is right afterwards, either, if you're doing it on Sunday when you're wrapped up, you get home, say you had 7 or 8 people that came, you captured, their email, send them an email, thank them for coming, see what they thought about the house, try to get some feedback, and, at the same time, you might begin that process of seeing if, they're looking to work with an agent. If you want to be a little, I never did the calling afterwards, but if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can, then follow it up with a phone call, and see if they'd like to go out and look at some additional homes. I mean, the process buyers go through is they start online, they look at stuff, online first. Then when they get a little bit more serious and they know it's time to start, to purchase, they go to open houses because that's their only access. Other than if they're calling the listing agent directly, they can probably get into one house at a time through that. But most of them, begin the open house circuit. Let's go check out some houses. So there's a high percentage, of people that don't have any representation. And again, that's why open houses are a great source, to meet buyers. And a lot of times they're, ready to go to that next step, which is to engage an agent and start to look more seriously at, some properties. The other thing you can do is you can come up with some personalized suggestions, based on, hopefully you had that conversation. I always ask them, what are you looking for, right? So they might say, oh, I'm looking for a house with a pool, right? So send them some pool houses. Do a little work, like we all expect the commissions to rain down from the sky. No, it's called work. If you don't work, you don't get anything, right? So do a little work, send them some suggestions, show your value, and go from there. And then see how it goes. I mean, for me, I was about probably 1 out of 20. So if I met 20 people through kind of the open house channel, I ended up getting one buyer client out of it. So all really good. So remember, it's an event. Have fun. Be organized. And again, I can't stress this enough. You're really. You're there, kind of know you're in charge, you're in control. It's all premeditated, right? You're there, with a plan, and the plan is we just went through the plan, right? So, use this as a checklist, the email, it's all laid out for you, and do it, and you'll see your results increase. So, any other questions, Dennis, Lisa? Anybody in Facebook land? Judy? Alrighty, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. And if anyone has any questions, you can contact me offline. Thank you.